Now you see these oaths that were being taken, or these vows. They had the opportunity to come and to make a promise to God. On the one hand, they would come. You see it in Genesis 28, a promise that God, if you will help me to do this, then God, I will commit to doing this kind of a thing. Sometimes it was a promise or a vow to refrain from doing something. Think maybe about the Nazirite vow, right? And so though there were those kinds of vows, they were not required, but the people could make those. And as they do, even there in Deuteronomy 23, and now in Kohelet's warning here, he's saying, look, if you make that vow, you don't hesitate, don't delay, and don't ignore. Instead, do the thing that you have promised to do. He says it's a fool that makes a vow and delays and or doesn't do it. Why is that foolish? Number one, it's foolish on the one hand simply to live our lives in a rash and flippant way that we would make such a vow or promise really with little thought of a desire to keep it in the first place. The second reason, though, it's foolish is for us to do so is not taking into account to whom we are making that vow or promise anyway. Now, that doesn't mean that if I make Bob a promise that I don't have to really keep that promise to Bob, but if I make a promise to God, I should. No, that's not what it means. But what it does mean is if you're going to make that promise before God, you better recognize to whom it is that you are doing that and fulfill that thing which you have committed to do. In fact, that's why he says there in verse 5, he says it's better. Again, one of his better statements, it is better not to make such a vow at all, rather than to rashly make it and to fail to keep it. He's already warned them about the trouble that their mouth can get them into as they come and barrage God with many words or come to give their speech before God. But here he says, look, don't compound the fact that you made a dumb vow before God that you either delayed or didn't fulfill